Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Rinpoche. How are you, Rinpoche?
Doing great, Mr. Hong. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, we are fine, Rinpoche. Welcome
Good.
back, Rinpoche.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for your patience, waiting for a
yeah,
long time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rinpoche, today is 31st of August, and
Mm-hmm.
we are in the process of celebration of the 80 years of the anniversary of the National Days of Vietnam. The National
Oh,
Day of
it's the
Vietnam
18
is
years.
on the 2nd of September. So we would
2nd
like
of September.
to
I see.
request you to pray for the global peace and the
Yeah,
peace for Vietnam and the
yeah.
Buddha Dharma spread to all over the world, especially to all over Vietnam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Oh, I see. Yeah. And thank you. Um, I thought I saw some of the celebration online. I thought it's
Yeah.
over. I didn't
Yeah.
know it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's officially on the morning of the
Second,
2nd of September. Yeah.
2nd of September. I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
see. Wonderful.
thầy đã
Yeah. Zang Yan Che Dang Zog Ye Jo Nam Lan Chan Jo Bar Don Dan Ye Kyab Zon Chi Da Ye Jin Zon Ye Be Zon Nam Ye Jo La Ben Je Re Sang Ye Jo Bar Ai Sho Sang Ye Che Dang Zog Ye Jo Nam Jan Jo Bar Don Dan Ye Kyab Zon Chi Da Ye Jin Zon Ye Be Zon Nam Ye Jo La Ben Je Re Sang Jo bara jo za je be gim jo je me don da mai je ra ba le je ni de ge ba de Sangye jin do me de me wa yi jo gu naman dai shin la je bora jo ye da guru rana menda la kamne Narayami. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Rinpoche.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Let me just do a few things. Okay. Um, so welcome back, everyone. Um, so we will continue from where we left the last time, which was the text, of course, which we were reading is the letter to a friend by Acharya Nagarjuna. Um, And then the chapter that we have reached is we have covered the analysis on the body, the empty nature of the body. That is what we have covered last time. And so now is to um, reflect on the mm, um, so we reflect on the very empty nature of the body and to see that there is nothing to be attached because with attachment we will never be able to live because the ultimate goal is to be liberated from samsara. As long as we have attachment, we will not be liberated. And even though there are many types of attachment, for those living in the mundane world like ourselves, attachment to the body is of the strongest. So therefore, by reflecting on the empty nature of the body, we are able to release our attachment to the body. So when we talk about attachment to the body, we sometimes think like, okay, I'm not attached to the body. Whatever what happens to the body, I don't care. I don't really, I don't put I'm not for the looks. Uh, I don't try to make myself look nice. I don't dress um explicitly well or anything. I just don't mind the way how I look, the way how I fare, everything. I just do it as it is, and I don't mind. Mm. We sometimes we tend to think that, but the thing is, when we say attachment to the body, we are talking about, for example, you don't want to be cold. Mm. You don't want to be too hot. You don't want to be too cold. And when you are hungry, you try to search for food. Um, and then someone tries to attack you, you will try to avoid, how to say, block the attack or run away from that. So all these comes from our attachment to the body. We we will say, oh no, no, I'm taking care of my body. I have no attachment. But for ordinary beings like ourselves, attachment and love is always, there's a very thin line between the two. And so therefore, we tend to think whenever we uh, so-called protect our body, we do it out of attachment to the body. So attachment to the body mm, is something that happens to all of us, and it's something that happens to not to ha happens to all of us, and it happens in such a way that we are not aware that we are so much bothered about our body. If we do not analyze, we think that, oh, I'm not worried about how I look or what my body is, this and that. But if you analyze, mm, then you will find out that we care about the body a lot, and that care comes from attachment to the body. Now, we will read a few lines. Okay. So I will read the Tibetan first.
Yeah.
Dharma rale dilani. Dharma rale dilani shengi toke chia ma chi pe tuetan tsutim samden tenpa yi tenpa namba shila pe par zue. So it's verse number 52 that we will be reading. Verse number 52. So verse number 52 reads, freedom will depend on you alone, and there is no one else. No friends can help. So bring endeavor to the Four Noble Truths with study, discipline, and concentration. So Master Nagarjuna was saying that mm, so we what we are all doing, is to get liberation, get to liberation. So whatever that may be, there are different types of liberation: liberation from samsara, liberation from uh, um liberation even from nirvana too, yeah, liberation from samsara and liberation from being selfish, uh, from the selfish desire and so on and so forth. So there are many types of liberation. So liberation can be achieved, the Buddha taught. And so Nagarjuna is also saying the same thing. He's echoing what the Buddha says, that liberation is achievable. Mm. Uh, but it is achievable only through your own efforts. Mm. Um, Nobody else can achieve nirvana. Nobody else can achieve Buddhahood for you. So to become a Buddha, you have to uh, put efforts yourself to become a Buddha. You have to put efforts yourself to become an arhat, to achieve nirvana and so on and so forth. So even though nirvana or Buddhahood, mm, or any type of liberation is achievable, but it can only be achieved through your own effort. Mm. It cannot be achieved by someone else for you. Mm. Yeah. So as we know, uh, so liberation, yeah, liberation. For example, let's put a small liberation, from hunger. Yeah, liberation from hunger means you eat food to fill your stomach. So how you get liberation from hunger is by eating food. So if you want to be liberated from hunger, then you have to take food and then ingest the food. You have to consume the food and ingest by yourself. Nobody can do it for you. Some people, if you are very sick, the nurses can help you. Maybe some of your staff can cook for you, but the food itself has to be taken by yourself. Nobody else can eat the food, take the food for you. Uh, in order to in order to be liberated from the mm, let's say liberated from the the suffering of hunger, you need to take the food yourself. Nobody else can eat for you. People can cook for you, people can serve you the food, but you have to eat the food yourself in order to be liberated from the suffering of hunger. So for something as small as pain of hunger or suffering of hunger, mm, you need to do it yourself. Mm. With this example, you can use the same metaphor to think of attaining nirvana or Buddhahood. You need to attain or get it by yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. So this is the most important thing, um, uh, a clear distinction between Buddhism, Buddha Dharma, and other teachings, other traditions. That nirvana, or you may call it nirvana, you may call it whatever um, boons or blessing, whatever. It does not get handed over to you. Liberation is not handed over to you. You have to get it yourself. And the other teachings, other traditions, they tell you that if you have faith in a person, a god, or whatever that may be, that person will help you take you out from it. You don't have to do anything except to have pure faith in it. So in Buddhism, you have to work hard yourself. But work hard yourself does not mean the Buddha is not being responsible for anything. The Buddha gives you all the instructions, gives you all the guidelines, the map. The map is in your hand, and how to you will navigate. There will be teachers to help you navigate the map, and after navigating the map, whatever suits your body conditions, whatever suits your mental um, capability, then mm, you take the path that is best suited for your ability. That is the approach of Buddha Dharma. So nirvana. So now the nirvana can be achieved, but only through your own endeavors, and nobody else can do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you does not mean the Buddha will not help. The Buddha will help you guide. If you think now, this means, since I said this is the distinction between Buddha Dharma and other teachings, then you might think, oh, then it means other teachings are much better because you just rely on the teacher, on the God, on the teacher, on the savior, and then he does everything for you. He takes the sin for you. He takes all the blame for you, and all your sins are washed by him. Then you don't have to do anything. You just have to have faith in him. That's the best thing. Um, but the thing is, uh, um, let's give you an example. Yeah. There is a very good restaurant that you love. And in that restaurant, you have a favorite dish that you enjoy. And then that favorite dish, you always go to that restaurant, and you have been going to that restaurant for last 30 years, 20 years, last 30 years. Mm. And you always go to that restaurant, enjoy the food, and you always ask, in order to have that food, you always have to go to that restaurant. Nobody else can give you that food. But then you want to After 30 something years, you cannot make it to the restaurant anymore. You want to have the same food, but you cannot go there. And then you ask the owner, the restaurant owner, for the recipe for how to cook that food. And the owner says, I cannot share the recipe with you. If you come to the restaurant, I will give you the food, the same dish. I will cook the same dish for you. But this is a very secret recipe from my ancestors. I can never share it with you. So that is one way to look at it. So the another restaurant, the same situation. You have a favorite restaurant. You have a restaurant in which the food you have a favorite food there, and then you go there quite often, and the owner says, "You know what? You don't have to come here all the time. I will tell you how to cook this food in the most simplistic way, or I will tell you how to cook it on your own. You can actually cook it and maybe customize it, better suited for your own palate. You can cook the food by your own. I will share the recipe with you. If I share the recipe with you, of course, you have to cook the food. You have to make the food yourself. I cannot make it for you. I cannot share the recipe to you and make it for you. If I share the recipe with you, you have to cook it yourself. If I don't share the recipe, then uh, I will cook for you. Mm. So there's two different methods, right? One is serves you the food but does not share the method. The other one is shares the method or the recipe, mm, and then tells you to get the ingredients and cook it for yours, cook everything for yourself. So the Buddha's teaching is based on the second method. He will share the recipe, the ingredients, and everything, where to get them and everything. Mm. But you have to collect it all yourself and then cook for yourself. Mm. And then you have to eat on your own. By eating that food, then you will be liberated from the suffering or pain of hunger. Mm. Otherwise, nobody else can eat it for you. Buddha cannot eat the food for you, will also not cook the food for you. Uh, he will give you all the ingredients. Mm. So that's how it works.
Yeah, là
Hola, so the end, the conclusion is that um, the Buddha can teach you how to attain nirvana, um, and then your friends, your spiritual friends, meaning your teacher. So the teacher, the term for teacher in the Sutrayana teachings is not guru. The term guru comes in the Vajrayana teachings. In the Sutrayana, the term for teacher is Kalyan Mitra, which means Kalyan means a virtue, Mitra means friend, a virtuous friend. A spiritual friend is the term that is used for a virtuous friend, or a spiritual friend is a term that is used to denote a teacher in the Sutrayana teachings. So therefore, um, your friends, your spiritual friends, can help you, uh, help guide you to the path. Mm. But to actualize the path, you need to do it on your own. You have to put you have to put efforts on your own. Uh, People cannot attain enlightenment for your sake. And so we recall this teaching. You may recall this teaching from the Buddha where he says that I can, I cannot give you my realizations, nor can I take away your pain with my hands or wash away your sins. Only through showing the path to nirvana, uh, I can help you to liberation. So this teaching, this first two line from Nagarjuna's text goes follows the same path as what the Buddha taught about. I cannot take away your sin or wash. I cannot take away your pain and wash your sins, nor can I transfer my realization onto you. But by showing you the path to nirvana, you will be liberated on your own. So this is what Nagarjuna was referring to. So now I will go to the second two line, second and the third line. Sorry, the third and the fourth line. So bring endeavor to the Four Noble Truths with study, discipline, and concentration. So freedom here refers to liberation. Liberation will depend on you alone. And there is no one else, no friend can help. So no friend can help. It sounds like nobody can help you to achieve enlightenment. uh, the thing is, the friends can help by showing you the path or providing you with the guidelines. But in order to actually attain the liberation, to attain the freedom, you have to do it on your own. If you want to escape from a prison, you can have prison mate. You can plot, you can plan how to escape from the prison. But to actually come out of the prison, you have to jump the wall. You have to climb the wall and uh, jump over the obstacles and this and that. You have to do it yourself. You can plan as long as you want with your friends how to escape the prison, but until you move your feet, you will not be able to get out of the prison. Uh, so that is the first two line. Now, if you want to get out of the prison, if you want to escape the prison, how you do that? Now, the prison works on the map. The map of the prison is basically very simple. The map is called the map of Four Noble Truths. So there is Four Noble Truths. Only four points that you must remember in order to escape samsara. Yeah. So this only if you remember these 4 points, known as the Four Noble Truths. If you know these four truths or the four points, then getting out of the samsara, getting out of the prison of samsara is very easy. Only if you know how to get out of the, only if you are aware of how the 4 points or the Four Noble Truths, the map system, the navigation system of samsara, if you know how it works, then you will be able to avoid what is necessary to avoid and to adopt what is necessary to adopt. By doing so, you will be able to escape samsara, the samsaric prison, the samsaric jail, without any difficulty. So, the Four Noble Truths is the map, is the navigation system of samsara and nirvana. Yeah, how to avoid samsara and how to get to nirvana. And so within the map of the Four Noble Truths, as the name suggests, there's 4 truths or 4 points. Two, you must be cautious, you must be careful to avoid. Two must be avoided, and then two must be very attentively, how to say, cherished. Two of the points must be cherished, and the two of the point must be avoided. So the 2 points to be avoided are known as suffering and the cause of suffering. Yeah. Sometimes we call it the law of causality also. Yeah, karma. But actually, good karma, bad karma. Good karma brings good karma brings joyful experiences. Bad karma brings negative experiences, suffering, etc. Yeah. So the 2 points to avoid. So think of that like a security guard at a prison, or maybe other obstacles like to climb a wall and etc. So the 2 points to be avoided, 2 points that must be eliminated, is the suffering. But suffering, no matter how much suffering you try to eliminate, it will just keep coming and coming unless you cut the cause of the suffering. So the cause of the suffering and suffering itself, the origin of suffering and suffering itself. So these two must be avoided. And by doing so, you can make an end to the suffering. So this is how you avoid being caught by the guard and at the prison while you're escaping from the prison of samsara. Then you have the two other noble truths. Four noble truths are the suffering and its causes is to be avoided. Then, like any treacherous journey, escaping samsara, escaping the prison, escaping samsara is harder than escaping prison because prison is one lifetime. Samsara is countless lifetime we have been stuck in here. So, in order to escape samsara, we need help. So, just like you need help from fellow inmates or other maybe some of the guards, or and if for maybe some outsider, you need help. You need them to help you get out of the prison. Similarly, you need to rely on two important things. That is known as nirvana. Anyway, the nirvana is the freedom itself, and then nirvana at its cause, known as the path. So basically there are two causes and two results. Suffering is the result, and in order to avoid that result, you must refrain from engaging in its causes, which is which is negative karma. Negative karma, which is caused by afflictive emotions. So afflictive emotion, negative thought, afflictive emotions causes us to engage in negative karma, and negative karma brings us the result, which is suffering. Yeah. So if you want to if you want to get rid of the suffering, we must reverse the role. So the end of suffering, if you want to end suffering, the end of suffering is known as nirvana. In order to achieve nirvana, you must avoid everything that you did, right? Everything that you have done to be fallen in samsara, to be fallen in the pit of suffering. Whatever you have done, what you have done is engage in negative karma. How did you end up doing in negative karma? Because you have negative emotion, afflictive emotion. Yeah. Afflictive emotion brings negative action. Negative action brings suffering. Yeah. As long as you have suffering, then we are stuck in samsara. So samsara is not a different place to go. It's not like a new destination. Wherever you may be, whether you are in south, north, east, west, doesn't matter. As long as you are suffering, you are in samsara. When you are out of when you are freed from suffering, then you are out of samsara. It's as simple as that. So if you want to avoid suffering, then you must also eliminate and refrain from all the causes that brings suffering. So because suffering comes from afflictive negative action, and negative come from afflictive emotion, so you must avoid afflictive emotion. You must adopt positive thoughts, virtuous thoughts, virtuous intention, virtuous thoughts must occupy your mind. By occupying your mind with virtuous thought, your actions will also follow suit. Your actions will also be of positive kind. And if you have positive thought, it'll be followed by positive actions. And if you have positive actions, then this will also be followed by the end of suffering. It'll be the end of suffering. It'll be nirvana. It will be joyfulness. So therefore, the two causes or the 2 points, sorry, the 2 points uh, um, to cherish, 2 points to cherish is the nirvana and the cause to nirvana. The cause to nirvana is called the path. So engage in the Four Noble Truths. Bring your endeavor to the Four Noble Truths through what method? through three methods, through the method of study, discipline, and concentration. So this is similar to what we usually talk in the sense of Tösam Komsum, which is listening, contemplation, and meditating. So similar, but a bit of a variation here. So study. Usually we say study, right? Listen, contemplate, and meditate. Listen, contemplate, and apply. Yeah. So this is similar to that one. So study means to listen, because in the past all the teachings were given orally. There is no book, no scripture. Very little scriptures were there. Scriptures are scarce. Of course, nowadays you have so many books and so many books in digital form, books in physical form, many other forms. But anyways, uh, so it's similar to listening, contemplating, and meditating. Okay, so study, discipline, and concentration. So first one is to study. Study means you must learn. Uh, whatever path you are going to take, you must be well informed about it. That's where the study comes. So you must read the text, listen to teachers, uh, share, discuss with your Dharma brothers and sisters, etc. So that is where the study path comes in. So first, before you engage in any endeavor, you must learn about it. If you if you just jump to something, jump to conclusion, jump to practice without doing any study, any prior research, that is not very wise. That is not a very wise thing to do. So study, learn knowledge about something, and get yourself informed about a particular practice or path is important. So that is the study path. So first one is to listen or to learn about something. Once you learn that, so learn means not just read about it in one time in a book or anything. If you read about it, when you have an interest in something, then you try to gather all the information regarding that. Like, for example, let's say, just for example, yeah, bodhicitta. So you learn about compassion and bodhicitta. Then you learn, you hear about bodhicitta. You hear how amazing it would be to have a bodhicitta. Then you learn about bodhicitta uh, from teachers, from books, from friends, etc. Then you discuss on that. Then, once you have certain knowledge about bodhicitta, then you must put bodhicitta into application, meaning practice. So this is where the concentration comes in. The third one, okay? So first you have the learning or the study. Then number three, you have the concentration, sometimes called meditation, sometimes called concentration, sometimes it's called application, because the word gom in Tibetan has the connotation of both familiarization as well as meditation. Anyway, so first is to have the knowledge, learn, and then you need to have the after having a good knowledge about something, then you need to put this into application. Yeah, concentration. You must be fully concentrated on this practice. So the concentration is what comes after that. After you learn about something, then you must practice. You must put into practice. If you do not practice, it's not come on its own. But okay, so in between the study and concentration or application, what happens is you need something to hold it together, something to glue them all together. What you have heard, what you have listened to, yeah, you have listened to the Dharma teachings from a teacher, you read about it, all the theoretical things, all the theory that you have learned from your teacher, from the books, from the discussions with your friends, yeah. So the theory and the practicality, yeah, that the concentration part, which is the practical, then you have the theoretical, which is the teaching, the learning path, and then the practical, which is the putting into application, the meditation, the concentration, that is the practical. So to hold this together, to hold the theoretical and the practical, the theory and the practice together, you need the discipline. So without discipline, what you have learned in the books and what you do in actuality will not stick together. Because when you learn about something in the book, it sounds so nice, so good, and so it also sounds sometimes some of them actually sounds easy as well. But when you actually put it into application, when you actually practice it, it's not easy. So what holds the practice and the theory, the practical and the theoretical together is the discipline. So in between, you need the discipline path. In terms of discipline, there are many. So discipline is to make your practice or make your endeavor into a structured path. So when you have a structure, you stay within that structure, and by staying within that structure, no matter what comes, you just stay within that structure, and then you will be able to how to say um, go for a longer journey. Otherwise, you start with a good motivation, and eventually, after some time, that the excitement dies. Uh, our emotions are impermanent. Yeah, everything is impermanent, including our emotions. So our emotions, when we start something, we are super excited to practice, to do the prostration, to do meditation, to study all this thing. But then as you go along, it's a very long journey, and then you tire out, you give up. So discipline holds us, um, uh, help us not to give up, no matter how long the journey is. Every day, we take a small few steps, instead of taking a big leap in the beginning and then not doing anything, the rest of your life. Instead, every day you take not a big leap, but a small step every day. Every day, the small step is taken. You never take less than, for example, prostration. Yeah, instead of doing, if you want to do 110,000 prostration in a day, you cannot do that. But every day, if you do 3 prostration, that is not so difficult. So you do 3 prostration. Sometime when you at leisure, you do 10 prostration, 20, 35 prostration, 50 prostration. You add on, but you never go below the minimum number, which is 3. So by doing so, at the end of your life, after living for 50, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, then every day you have never missed 3 prostration in your life. So that adds up to the number of prostration that you achieve. So this is I'm just giving an example with the prostration. The same goes with mandala offering. The same goes with doing a meditation. The same goes with reciting a mantra. The same goes with practicing generosity, patience, diligence, etc. Everything. If you have discipline, then uh, when you are actually engaging in the discipline, it seems so trivial, so small. But when you look back, then the add up number, the accumulated number is huge, becomes huge. So with if you have proper discipline, a lot of time we think discipline is meant to restrain us. But if you have proper discipline, then by doing small things every day, by doing small things at one time, you will be able to achieve big things in the long run. So that is where the discipline comes in. So within discipline, the most popular form of discipline in Buddhist teachings is not that is the Vajrayana, the Tantric vows, the Mahayana Bodhicitta vows, and in the Shavakayana, you have the Pratimoksha vows. So these vows are to be followed. If you, by following these vows, you will be able to, you'll be following the discipline properly. So there are 3 types of vows, 3 types of disciplines known as the tantric vow, the bodhisattva vow, and the monastic vow or the pratimoksha vow. And So by having those, a pratimoksha vow also does not necessarily apply only to the monks. Pratimoksha vow, of course, for the monks, the number of vows is much bigger. But even for lay people, one can take the pratimoksha vow in the form, like the 5 pratimoksha vow, one can take as the upasika vow, which is on top of the 4 cardinal vows. You have not taking not taking any alcohol. So that is 5. mm. So by taking the 5 pratimoksha vow for the lay people, even those who are not monks can also take. So pratimoksha vow basically does not necessarily mean only for the monks and nuns. Uh, in general, there are so when it comes to the pratimoksha vow, there are actually 7 type. Anyway, so we will not go into this detail. The most important thing is there is the monastic sangha vow for the monks and for the nuns, and then also for the novice monks and nuns, and then which is all part of the ordained community. Yeah. Uh, then there are vows that can be taken for just one day. If you remember, if you have done the Nyungne practice, we take the Nyungne vow for one day. The Nyungne vow, it's not really called the Nyungne vow, uh, but anyway, for a simplification, let's call it the Nyungne vow, which is done for one day, 24 hours, from early morning around 5 a.m. before the sunrise to the sunrise tomorrow. That is 24 hours vow. So you are taking the same vows you are taking a pratimoksha vow for just one day. So if you take a pratimoksha vow for just one day, you have that much of benefit. If you take it for 1 week, that much of more benefit. If you take it for years, more benefit, etc., etc. Yeah. So, anyways, pratimoksha vows can be taken by both the sangha, the ordained community, as well as the non-ordained community. Then bodhisattva vows, and of course, does not need to be a monastic at all. And tantric vows also does not need to be a monastic. Okay, so now we go to the next verse. Labe tsutim, labe sherabda, labe semla tado labargi, labajanga, labajazanga jul hajini, sumbodina yanda duvar gyurus. Uh, Train always in superior discipline, superior wisdom, and superior mind. Monks' vows exceed 105 tenths. Yet they are all included in these 3. Oh yeah. Uh, So now this is something called the 3 trainings. If you ask what the Buddha's teaching are, then all the Buddha's teaching are, we have 84,000 volumes of Buddha's teaching. This can all be summarized into 3 basket. Have you heard of the term Triratna or the no, no, not Triratna, sorry. Tripitaka, the 3 basket. So the Buddha's teachings are divided into 3 categories. Tripitaka, 3 means 3, right? And Pitaka means basket or a box. So 3 boxes or three bundles of teaching. So all the Buddha's teachings are categorized into divided into 3 categories. Those 3 categories are known as the wisdom, the discipline category, the discipline category, the discipline basket, pitaka, the discipline pitaka or the basket, the wisdom pitaka, wisdom basket, and the concentration pitaka or the concentration basket. So 3 pitaka, 3 baskets. So all the 84,000 teachings of the Buddhas are on this one. So all the teachings of the Buddha are made so that one can become excellent in the 3 trainings. Yeah. So the 3 trainings is once again 3 trainings is discipline, wisdom, and concentration. So these 3 practices is what the Buddha taught. And we call this the three superior practices or three superior trainings. I will tell you, I will come back in a bit why it's called the superior practice. Okay. So the three superior training or the three trainings, sometimes it's called the three sciences. Okay. So the three sciences or the three trainings is this is all uh, if someone asks you what the Buddha's teaching is all about, then you can tell them this is what the Buddha taught about. The Buddha taught about the training of discipline, the training on wisdom, and the training on mind or concentration or meditation, if you like. So this is the gist of all the Buddha's teaching. So one must train in order to discipline properly, in order to escape samsara, in order to mm, attain nirvana, one must train diligently in the three trainings or the three sciences. Yeah. So the three trainings are discipline, wisdom, and concentration. Mhm. Uh, discipline is the rule. You need to have a rule. Yeah. Mhm. Uh, of course, the goal is to have to have a fully stable mind. Concentration means stable. If you are able to concentrate, means your mind is at a very stable state. We think if you ask anybody, is your mind stable? We say, oh yeah, I'm stable, right? Because if my mind is unstable, then I must be crazy. But in reality, um, our mind is constantly, um, you know, jumping around. Have you heard of the term, the monkey mind? So the mind is never stable. The mind is always jumping around. Of course, when you look at a person, the person may be just sitting still, doing nothing. So you might think that, oh, the person maybe is very stable. But in the mind, we are always jumping around, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, and so mostly about the future and the past. So not necessarily always in the the present moment. So anyway, the key is to have a stable mind. In order to have a stable mind, know one needs to know what is to be how to what must be what is right and what is wrong. What is wrong, keep it away from you. What is right, keep it with you. So, so the distinct to in order to distinguish what is right and what is wrong, you need the wisdom. In order to have wisdom, you need to have a rule. You need to, before you begin something, you need to have a, before you have no idea what to do, how it is done, you first need to follow a certain rule. Once you reach a certain level, then you may question the rule. Yeah. But in the beginning, you must always follow the rule. Yeah. For example, when you learn a new language, the teacher will say, for example, if you're learning English, they would say A, B, C, D, E, F to the letter Z. So you must always say A, B, C, D, and then Z. You cannot start with Z, Y, X, U, W, F, D, Q. You cannot say like that because and when you are learning something, you need to follow a rule. When you reach a certain level, right, then you do not need to follow the rule. So when you have learned your English language, when you have learned the alphabets, when you have learned how to read English, then you can mix the letter. You can make Y-E-S. It becomes yes. You can instead of saying A B C D, you can say TOMMROW tomorrow, like that. You can mix up all the words. So no need to follow the rule. But in the beginning, you need to have that rule, the discipline is necessary. So that's why first the discipline comes. After discipline, then you have the superior wisdom, which is picking what you need and throwing what you do not need. If you want to, if you want to frame the word tomorrow, you need T, you do not need S. You need O, you do not need Q. You need M, you do not need N. So what you need is M. So that is you pick that, and N and S is what you do not need, so you throw them away. So TOMMOROW, you fix that. Uh, So you pick what you need and you throw away what you do not need. So distinguishing what is necessary and what is unnecessary, that is what wisdom is all about. Yeah. So just as it is clear to you with the word tomorrow. So when you write the word tomorrow, you need T. You do not need S, right? You need O. You do not need Q. But it does not mean that you do not need Q and S at any time of your life. If you, for example, if you want to write the word queen, you need the letter Q, just saying it, for example. So, so the same goes like this. So wisdom is knowing what to pick and what not to pick, knowing what to pick and what to abandon for this particular endeavor. So same goes with cooking a meal. When you're cooking a certain meal, if you're baking a cake, there are certain things that you need in a cake, and there are things that you do not need to put in a cake. And for example, you do not put chili sauce on a cake. Yeah. So like that. So it goes like that. So that is the wisdom part, knowing what to put and what not to put, knowing what to adopt and what to abort, what to abandon. That is the wisdom. If you have all of that, following the discipline and then knowing what to put and what not to put, then you will have a perfectly baked cake. Or, in other words, a stable mind. A mind that is stable is like a perfectly baked cake. It is nice. It is nicely presentable. It is delicious to eat. It is nice to hold, etc. And so the mind that is stable is something that is beneficial for all of us. So in order to have a benefit, in order to have a stable mind, you need to have a proper wisdom. In order to have a proper wisdom, we need to have a discipline. So the reason, so a lot of time, so there are times people question the rules, yeah. Because they say, okay, maybe when I understand everything, then I will follow the rules. But before I understand, then I will not follow the rule because, um, I don't know the rule is helpful, beneficial or not for me or not beneficial for me. I don't know the rule. No, I don't know. But then the thing is, there is no choice. In order to learn, in order to um, go further in your training, you need to have the discipline, the rule. So the reason I'm giving the example of the ABCD is because when you first start learn ABCD, you don't know any English word, you don't know anything about English, but then you have to follow the rule. It should be A, P, P, L, E, etc. Right? You need to follow the rule first, and then once by following the rule, you will know uh, uh, the the structure, and then eventually you will know the meaning behind the deep meaning, and then you can change the structure as your preference, as you prefer, as suited to your desire, etc. So similarly, in the beginning, the discipline is very important. The rule must be followed, very important. Then by following the rule, you will learn and learn more. And uh, and the learning takes place when you have a wisdom. So wisdom is your discretion, being able to decide, uh, being able to uh, being able to do what is right and what is not wrong. In order to do what is right and mm, to abstain from not doing what is wrong, you need to learn. And learning only comes when you have a discipline, when you have a rule, when you follow a rule, as we discussed earlier. If you have a rule of doing 3 prostration every day, no questions asked, then mm, after a few years, you have hundreds, no, you have thousands of prostrations, and you have accumulated thousands of prostrations without doing without putting yourself into any hardship. You are able to do that every day. It's just 3 prostration, but at the end of the year, it becomes 900 something, almost 1,000 prostration, like that. So that's how you accumulate, yeah. Through the power or uh, through the help, through the training of discipline, which is very important. Then you have the wisdom to determine what is right and what is wrong. And after knowing what is right and what is wrong, how to say, you strengthen what is right, and then you weaken what is wrong. Whatever is wrong, you minimize that. Whatever is right for you, you increase that. And by doing that, you will have a superior mind, or the concentrated mind, or a stable mind. So that is how you train in the three disciplines. Three trainings: discipline, wisdom, and concentration, or superior mind, as it is put in this text. The three trainings. So here it's referred to as the three superior trainings. So the reason it's called superior is to distinguish this from the trainings from the non-Buddhist or pre-Buddhist teachings as well, because these three teachings are not unique to Buddhism. Prior to Buddha Dharma, the discipline, training in discipline, wisdom, and concentration is something that's prevalent all over India, in other training, other teachings as well, other traditions as well. So here the term superior refers to the fact that the Buddha Dharma teaches one to reach the Nirvana. Okay, Nirvana. Nirvana is freedom from samsara. Mm. Uh, so we just talked about the term pratimoksha. Moksha means salvation. So salvation is spoken in almost all religion, all tradition talks about salvation. So there are different forms of different ways to understand what salvation means. Um, so the Buddhist understanding of
Mm.
salvation, at the very least, is nirvana. Nirvana, and above is what salvation is referred to as. So therefore, by training oneself in the three, by engaging in the three trainings, one will be able to uh, achieve the moksha, or the salvation of nirvana. So nirvana, which therefore it is called the superior. The reason it's called superior is because it will be able, it actually brings you beyond samsara. So any other forms of moksha, any other forms of salvation is um, it's a certain spiritual attainment, but it's still within the realm of samsara. Mm. Only the teachings of the Buddha brings you out of samsara, into nirvana. So therefore, it is called the superior discipline, superior wisdom, and superior concentration, like that. Do we have any questions? I will finish the last two lines. So monks vow exceed 105 tens, yet they are all included in these three. So here it's talking about the monastic vows. So 105 tens is so 100 means in the number, in a number that is in the hundreds. So it doesn't mean 105. So 100 means the number is in 100. And 510 means 50, basically. 510 means it's reference to 50, because here it's a reference to the monastic vows, particularly the monk vow, or the male monastics, the male ordained, which has 253 in number. So 100 means 100 is a reference to 200, and 510 is a reference to 50, which 510, which means 50, is a reference to 53. So 253 vows of the monastic, the monk. Then if you are a nun, fully ordained nun, then you have, depending on which tradition you are coming from, in the many of the Theravada tradition, it's 311 or 340 vows, or in the Tibetan, I think the most popular, uh, widely accepted concept is that of the 311 vows for the bhikshuni, or the non-monastic. Oh, so it is said that the monks vow exceed 105 times. So even though the number is 253 for the monk, or 311, or 364, 343, depending on which tradition you're coming from. So even though the number is like 100, 200, 300, they all come under the three disciplines. the three trainings. Out of the three training, the first one, which is the discipline. No matter how many hundreds of thousands of vows there may be, they all fall under the category of the discipline. Okay, so I think there's no questions today. We will
Yeah.
wrap up today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gewa di nyordo da lama sangye chupgyuro nen jowa chikya malum kege sala go bara jo chanju semjo rembo che magye banam ge gyuro kebo nyamba me bara yang kone kondo pe bara jo me me oyenze ve tere chen chen re se te me oye be wan bo chan be yang de bo ma le jo man ze sang wen dang an jing ke be zo ke zong gan bo lo zai tai be shai lai so wan de lo zai tai be shai lai so wan Dem dembe nyingbo zembe benga jing namam do yu gu na chan chu lop san che ye gyam zun cho gun do denge do den tam zo wan de.
Thank you, Zubuchela. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiwang. Thank you, everyone.
Cảm ơn.
And
Thank you very
yeah,
much, Rinpoche.
and happy National Day for all my Vietnamese students
Thầy
here.
xin
Thank you.
Thank
thầy
you.
xin cảm ơn và hẹn gặp lại.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rinpoche.
Bye.